So, can you just tell us a little bit more about how the rise of social media has coincided with the rise in negative views about masturbation? And is that because social media is sort of becoming kind of this default source of sex ed because it's not being taught in the schools and we're not learning about it from our parents?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a part of this, so that it fills a gap that it's not being filled otherwise in education, formal education. And I think, too, that kind of similar to why Onania really stuck in the early 1700s was that we're already, because of silent families, we don't get the information about masturbation, that it's okay, that it's normal to be curious about your bodies, it's not going to hurt you in any physical way, that we have still insecurity and anxiety about that. So if we come across a Reddit that says it is harmful, then it's like, oh yeah, I kind of suspected a little bit that it may be harmful. Tell me more about that. And now whoever this author is for this subreddit is now your go-to guy for masturbation information. And it's not accurate. And I used to have a view that social media was a net positive, that all the bullshit that's out there on social media, whatever, but it can make you feel less alone. If you're a little bit of a weirdo yourself, you realize, oh, there's a lot of weirdos out there just like me, right? And that's a good thing. And you can communicate with them. If you don't have much of a social network in real life, wherever you live, you can find one online, and that can just be as valuable. So that's good, and that's how I always thought it was a net positive. However, over the past couple of years, it's been a struggle to maintain that optimism that it is a net positive. I'm starting to view it more as a net negative. And even for the same reasons why I thought it was a net positive at the beginning, because I thought it was a good thing that we were elevating all voices up onto the same playing field and that we all have this equal chance all on the same platform, all right? How that has been a negative, especially for sexual health, and I'm assuming for a whole host of other fields too, we saw this all during the pandemic as well, is that somebody with no expertise, no credentials, no area of knowledge within a particular subject area is speaking as if they do have that area of knowledge and expertise, and they are essentially going up against people that do have that knowledge and that credentialed background to be speaking authoritatively on these topics, and essentially just dismiss it as, well, that's your opinion, I can have mine. It's like, this isn't about a matter of opinion, right?
Nope.
We're not debating our favorite horror movie from 2023. We're dealing with actual facts that do have concrete answers. And I think that's the big issue that at least I see, in my opinion, from social media kind of driving this misinformation and sometimes even disinformation, because people are just speaking, and as long as they have good communication skills and can sell it, it's going to be believable to a large segment of the population. And then that's how you have misinformation being interpreted as fact. And when you have the actual experts, the scientists, the scholars saying, wait, that's not actually accurate, you're labeled a shill for whatever industry that they think that you're being paid off to say this information.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, as a social psychologist, there's so much social psychology in terms of how the anti-masturbation movement has been sold to people across centuries, right? And often it's come with those appeals from authority. We have a tendency to take what authoritative figures say to be fact or truthful. But also in the modern era, I think people also rely on a lot of heuristics to determine authority on social media, where you look at what is their follower count, or did they appear in this media outlet or that one? And then, just because they have those things that signify popularity, then somehow any bonkers statement that they say gets taken as a statement of fact. And it's like, no, why are you listening to this person just because they have a lot of followers, instead of listening to a scientist or somebody who's actually studied this for years, right? It's right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a lot of media illiteracy and scientific illiteracy at play. Because you see that too, buying into just a large account, it's got the blue check mark and everything, maybe they have doctor in front of their name, but then you look at it closer and it's like, their doctorate came from a certificate program of a certified brain coach. And it's like, well, what the hell is a certified brain coach?
What the fuck's that?
And you look into that, and it's coming from this place called Amen University, and you can buy it for like $999. And it's like, okay, so it's a smoke and mirror show of credentials and expertise, but they know how to sell it. And that's kind of like, I would say the the misinformation around masturbation online can't be fully explained by grift, but there are definitely the grifters out there who know that they are peddling in misinformation. They are selling anxiety, and they're selling the cure through like abstinence or one-on-one coaching programs and stuff to abstain better or whatever. There is that grift element too, and they do it very well.
Yep. They do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we will have much more to say about that in the next episode. So thanks for sharing the fascinating history of masturbation with us, Eric. I look forward to speaking further about this.
My pleasure.